Hello, I'm Rachel. I'm here with Mama Skiki this morning. Happy to be chatting with you this morning
Hey, Rachel.
about this film. Hi. So, honestly, this was such an entertaining film. I really enjoyed it from start to finish, just because it's like I'm not a big Shakespeare person. I feel like it's sacrilegious every time I say it, but I
Yeah.
love that you get to see like it's the same setting, same characters, but it's more not modernized, but it's not as like, it's not in the iambic pentameter. It's kind of its own thing. So how is it like kind of taking that material and running with it the way that they did?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really, I guess I underestimated how powerful that would be
Mhm.
when we were filming it. I didn't really understand how integral it would be for it to be shooting it in modern vernacular. But now,
Mhm.
talking to different people and seeing how they understand it in a way that maybe they didn't before, um, I'm so excited that I'm a part of something um, it is a fresh perspective on the tale in the
Mhm.
sense that it's just new language and it's language
Yeah.
that we can all understand with
Mhm.
music that hits the heart. So yeah, it's exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, and like I feel like we've had some really good like adaptations recently. I recently saw the stage one with Rachel Zegler and Kit Connor. That was great. And obviously there's Baz Luhrmann's, but they're still obviously the same dialogue. So having something different, I feel like I think this is one of the ones where I think people are going to catch on to this one really quick, especially with the music, because the music is so good. It's so much fun. What was your best like what was your favorite part about doing that?
My favorite part, I mean, there's a song called Beat the Same, which is like right in the middle. It's the first time that we really see Romeo and Juliet express their love to each other.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that's really interesting because they're expressing their love, and it's a very pivotal scene for them, physically as well. But we're telling that physically through a musical number rather than it being, what you can imagine in Baz Luhrmann's In the Sheets or something. I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
so it's slightly more PG and fun, and I don't know. It's just fun. It's exciting.
Yeah. It was very fun. I think that honestly, like I feel like this is gonna be the one that's like kids are gonna get into it, adults are gonna get into it. When I was listening to the music, I was like, man, this is like 2010s American pop in the best way. I was like, this
I
is great.
agree.
Like I need it to be on the radio. Like I need some of these songs to be on the
I'm with
radio.
you, Rachel. Let's make it happen.
All right, we got to for more promotion for this film. We need to reach out to some radio stations and be like,
We'll
"How
do
are we
it. We'll
gonna?
get it on
How are we gonna play?"
radio from here on out.
Awesome. Truly, though, I really do hope, and I'm really excited for everybody to see this. Congrats on the film, and thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for chatting with me this morning. And I'm very excited to talk about this because you made me like a Shakespeare production, which does not happen very often because I do not like. I
That's
mean,
great.
there's some, but yeah, definitely like having what you did with it and, kind of like not modernizing it, but basically, kind of like giving it like more modern dialogue instead of like, the iambic pentameter. So what was like the most challenging part of kind of getting that and getting the same beats in the story?
Almost precisely what you just said was the most challenging part. I mean, first of all, the fact that you felt that way is kind of the whole reason we made the movie,
Oh,
right?
awesome.
There's such unbelievably wonderful themes, and in all candor, they're hard to get through in the traditional iambic pentameter in the actual text, and
Yeah.
people struggle with it. And I know there's a lot like study your Shakespeare and eat your vegetables, but there's so much beauty in what he's done and what he's created
Yes.
that to
Hmm.
find another way into the proper themes, I thought was incredibly important. But in terms of the challenge, how do you do something so authentic to the time and period, yet reach an audience today? If you're leaving iambic pentameter behind, which we did completely, so we're
Yeah.
not using text, we are
Hmm.
using our own kind of real world kind of conversation. But then, how do you apply it to audiences today? And that
Yeah.
was your voice of this incredible music that's been written for the film, that
Hmm.
really allowed us a look into the inner souls of these folks. So the biggest challenge is that alchemy
Hmm.
hasn't really been done before. So you're guessing to some degree and you're working and playing and hoping that it works.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's like a lot of stuff with any sort of creative process. You kind of got to be like, it works for me. I'm going to hope that it works for people when they finally see it. And it does. And I think the music itself too also really lends like an extra dimension to this film because it's so poppy, it's so fun, like it's incredibly catchy. And I think that is something that really also worked. And I think that's something that I think people are really also going to get into. Did you have a favorite song that you've had in this film?
Oh my God, great question. And it changed almost constantly. I do think What If I Loved You, which is a big scene kind of when the kids are like, what it's Friday night. What are they doing? They're hanging out at the club and there's a band playing. I happen to love all of the songs, but I do think What If I Love You pops up top.
Yeah, no, that was a great one. And yeah, it's just what do you hope people like take away from this? Like, we talked about how it's good to kind of like modernize it, get people more into it. So what do you want people to take away from this?
Of course, exactly what you just your experience was. I would like people who might go, Shakespeare, go, oh wow, that's really fabulous. But I want people to be cool having fun at the movies again. And I know that may sound like a silly thing, but I see everything and I love everything, but it's
Hmm.
not always fun. And to get us
Yeah,
all to one time to go to these things, we have to have a collective fun experience again. I know it's a little odd when we talk about Romeo and Juliet, people think about some dark themes, and there are some.
yeah,
I would argue, give it a shot, probably different than you might think, without kind of
yeah.
spoiling where we're going in the whole storyline. But I hope people take away the importance of having fun again at the movies. I think it's an important thing we've forgotten.
I agree. Yeah, it's someone I love serious movies, but I also love to go to the theater and have a good time. And it's difficult in this climate, especially. So I love that. I truly, genuinely hope everybody goes to the theater, sees it, has a great time. I think especially it's gonna get kids, adults, it's gonna get everybody. So congrats on the film again. And thank you so much for chatting with me this morning. It was lovely. So very excited to get to chat with you this morning about what an incredibly outstanding film. Like I had so much fun with this, and you were so great in it. So how did it feel to kind of go back to like the roots of like something like a Shakespeare adaptation?
Firstly, Rachel, thank you, and so nice to talk to you. Yeah, it kind of felt like. So when I first started acting, I thought, oh, I'm going to be like the next Dame Judi Dench and do do all this serious acting, and I did was in Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe
Mhm.
plays and like classic Spanish play, and like I did all these like interesting things at acting school and then and then straight after on stage. So it's kind
Mhm.
of like it was only after I won this scholarship with Nicole Kidman and I came to New York and specialized in comedy that I kind
Mhm.
of started doing the comedy stuff. And so this kind of feels like a return. And I know, like, from people that have seen my roles in other movies, like, this is like totally against type to play Lady Capulet in a Romeo and
Yeah.
Juliet adaptation. But it was really fun because it kind of made me feel back to those early days where I did my English RP accent and kind of, was trying to be
Yeah.
a serious actress.
No, it was like you were great. Honestly, the entire cast of this was great. And because it was like such a different version of Romeo and Juliet, how did that feel to kind of like get that material, but then also have this like more like this twist on it that they have?
And I think the finished movie Juliet and Romeo, because it's a
Yeah.
flipped
Yeah.
title because of the kind of flip in
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
end. No, not giving it away, but kind of maybe giving it away. But it was an interesting tone as a performer to strike because the
Yeah.
other thing is that we kind of sing. The pop songs are kind of really sung in a pop American kind of style.
Yeah.
Um, and yet you've kind of got dialogue that's kind of Shakespearean esque, but not in iambic pentameter. I can never say that word properly. Um, so it was like this interesting balance, and like so
Mhm.
there's things that are modern, really modern about it, but then
Mhm.
it is also set in 13th century Verona, and we really were there in ancient castles and
Oh,
filming
that's awesome.
with none of the modern like luxuries. It was like
Yeah.
freezing cold. There
Ooh.
was no great green rooms to go and sit in and chill in. Like it was kind of like it was, yeah, not luxurious filming it because we were in these ancient castles. So it was just like a very interesting tone. But I think that's what makes the finished movie like unique because
Yes,
it's really fun and entertaining, which is probably not what
it
you
is.
think of for Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
No, definitely. And it's like, it's completely different from like Baz Luhrmann's, where it was like, dialogue, everything directly from that. This is like you get the characters, you get like a nice little twist on it, but it's still set. And I love that. And I think people are really going to enjoy that, especially the music. The music is really, really fun in this,
Uh,
and it's really good. It's really catchy too.
Yeah, I think the music is the best part, and I've described it to some of my friends of like, have you guys seen like the Descendants movies that are really popular with
Yeah.
young people? It's kind of
Yes.
like, yeah, it's kind of like if that meets Shakespeare, because it's just got these really fun poppy musical numbers that
Yeah.
really do get in your head, and I hope that some of these
Hmm.
songs really catch on and. Some of them could be played on the radio. I mean, they're written by pop songwriters who write
Yeah.
songs for really big artists. So, yeah, so it'll be really interesting to see if any of the songs really take off.
I know. I hope they do. I'm excited for everybody to see this. Congrats again on the film. And it was lovely talking to you this morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rachel. Thanks. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.